So I was voted Arizona Central or Republic. What's the top tamale in Phoenix for 2024? So we did a little segment.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I've done it before. I've done a
Yeah.
podcast a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I like talking to people.
It's just, you know, just don't worry about it.
I know. Don't think
it's
about
not
it.
there. It's not there. Yeah, except for this part. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Vibing, where we support, explore, celebrate some local businesses, local people. I'm here with Brenda from Fire and Braids, and I'm really excited because she is inside of Pinnacle Brewing, where we've been before. So this is our second episode that we do here, and you're new. Your business is relatively new.
Yes.
And so I'm excited to just learn more about what you're doing and where you come from. And so if you want to give us a little background about yourself.
Hi. So started my catering business journey about going on 3 years, actually.
Okay.
I started first thinking very small.
Yeah.
Cooking has always been my passion.
Yeah.
I have a background in the energy and biotech industry.
Okay.
So I was a buyer for a lot of years.
Gotcha.
That was kind of like my career. But my sanctuary was always my kitchen.
Yeah.
And family, I come from a very big family. And so everybody would always tell me, like, you should open something up, you should do something. And so I was going through some changes in my life where I said I'm done with corporate life.
Yeah.
Went through some health issues, started really digging into food. And I said, maybe this is my therapy. Maybe this is the way I get back to things. So I started just like meal prep out of a commercial kitchen in Mesa. Started doing it for friends, you know, little events here and there. And then all of a sudden I get a farmer's market here and there. And so that was Dishes the Bomb. Comida toda madre.
Yeah.
So I started off with that and was doing the farmers markets, was booking events. During the time that I started was in October.
Okay.
So tamales are a big deal.
Yeah.
During that time. So I started selling tamales at the farmers markets. They kind of took off. I started getting asked by little farmers markets within the community if I would retail or wholesale them.
Okay.
And so it started getting bigger
Yeah.
than I had originally planned for.
Yeah. I love that.
And 2 years later, it's really funny because I said I would never do a food truck. Well, after doing,
I feel like you're skirting a line here, right? Because it's food truck,
like,
but is it because
I'm not going to do something? Yes,
stay here, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And so this opportunity came to me just before they opened. So Pinnacle Brewing Company has been open for a little over a year, May. So I was introduced to Bob by another great friend and chef that used to do El Impasto, pizzas. He was in breweries all over the valley. Yeah. And he had talked to me about, he had something great coming. And so he said, I have this opportunity for you. You should talk to this person. I think you'd be great. I know you said you would never do a food truck, but you'd have a permanent location.
Yeah.
Because that was my whole thing. Even with farmers markets, sometimes you're moving around a lot. Yeah. So customers start to want to go find you at one market and then all of a sudden you move spots or you know, things happen. So I really wanted something more permanent. Met with Bob and it was just one of those like, oh wow, this is great. He told me about Wyatt and his whole passion for brewing, European crafts, and just how much they were working towards having like family legacy kind of a thing. And that's where I was. So out of that came this concept of Dishes the Bomb, where I wanted now something more elevated to pair with the elevated craft beers that were being brewed here. So thought really hard about a name. My background, my culture, so I'm first generation Mexican American. I was born in San Diego, raised along the Tijuana border. Mom's family from Michoacan, dad's family from Jalisco. Have a lot of family in Sinaloa, so Baja, those foods were just like my thing. And we always cooked with beer or alcohol. Yeah. So I wanted to come up with a concept that was like my home cooking, but we weren't using European beers to marinate or braise our meats. Yeah. So one of the first things that I started when I was developing the menu is like, how do I incorporate the beers into my cooking? And what kind of recipes do I really want to have? So tamales were on the menu. We were voted top tamale in Phoenix metro area for 2024.
It's amazing.
And things kind of just started to take off. The pattern and everything that you see on my Fire and Braids logo, I'm pointing outside because I'm staring right at her.
Right. I'll take a shot of it and they'll see it.
But it's all representation of my culture, of my passion for food. I realized that even though I had a great career, it wasn't who I was. I kind of lost my identity. My parents, being immigrants and coming here to the U.S., it's all, you go to school, you get a good job, you stay in one job for your whole life, you retire, 401k, you live off, and you're fine.
Yeah.
And so, I was straight A student, did all the things, and then I realized I wasn't happy.
Yeah.
I always felt something was missing.
Yeah.
So with this, it was like, and now I really, really get to highlight the things that I love.
I love that.
So it's been a fun journey to do this. I mean, even coming up with the logo design, the history behind that logo, the woman with the braid and the rose, actually represents both my grandmothers.
Yep.
So my grandmother Maria with the braid, I have a picture of her. That was kind of the inspiration behind that. And then my grandma Rose, it's the rose on her hair.
I love that.
So I got a lot of, I was very fortunate to be able to have a family that really showed their love with their cooking.
Yeah.
And it was always the most simple ingredients. Like making tortillas is just like masarina, a little water, a little salt, and then just putting stuff on the fire like a tomato, and here we're gonna make a salsa with your molcajete and just put a little bit of cheese on that. But it just felt like a hug. Yeah. It was always
totally
like look forward to it. Everything was simple, and so I wanted to bring that same concept here.
I love that. I mean, for those that don't know, I was actually born in Mexico City, and so a lot of that, what you're saying, speaks to me because that's the way my mom cooks, and that's the way my grandmother cooked, and it was like, it's very much something that I relate to, and I see it in the logo, in the pattern. It's very like traditional. It's something I recognize, as a piece of home, which is really cool.
Thank you.
So, give me a little bit more of like, so what's on the menu? Obviously, there's the tamales, but what else do you kind of like?
So my biggest thing is Tijuana TJ-style tacos, right? There's a certain thing about and there's battles all along Mexico. Mexico City has the best tacos. Yeah. I mean, obviously, we just had the first Michelin star taco did a pop-up here, right? Yep. So it's a big deal. Yeah. And so when I moved here to Arizona about 7 years ago, the flavors for me just didn't quite represent what I grew up with.
For sure.
And so we have steak tacos or carne asada tacos, but I marinate my steak in the dark Czech lager, Sanovo beer. Yeah. There's a lot of fresh citrus in there. So my biggest thing is I'm very intentional with the ingredients from the minute we get them. Yeah. People ask me, it's like, what's the star of the show? And I've always said, every single ingredient really is the star of the show. At the end of it, it all is going to look beautiful and taste delicious. Yeah. So tacos, I will say, I want to get to this point, but I don't have the bandwidth. I want to make my own tortillas. Okay. But I source things from very special places here locally. Naturally. So my corn tortilla is a very traditional method that I get from a family market here in the Valley. My flour tortillas is someone that has actually been a mentor and a great friend, Christopher Hudson, who's at Benny Blanco Tortillas. Yep. So Hayden flour, local flour, pasture-raised lard, the good ingredients that Grandma used to use that were readily available. Yeah. So all my tacos are gonna have one of those tortillas. I rotate my proteins. I have a lot of fun with them. Okay. You're always gonna have the steak, because that is one of the ones that everybody wants to have, the carne asada. But then I rotate like a chicken and a pork protein in there. So one of my favorite dishes of all time, that is just like, this is home. This is, if that was my last meal, is mole. Chicken mole. And there's so many different variations of it. And so that's another one that here kind of turned into, this is the whole Fire and Braids tradition ignited part. Yeah. Because I'm sure you've noticed as you travel up Mexico, ingredients change, recipes change.
Mexico's a huge country.
It's enormous.
It's huge, and people talk about Mexican food, and like you mentioned specifically like Tijuana-style tacos, but yeah, there's Baja tacos, and there's so many Sonora. There's a totally different set of food down in Chiapas and then the Yucatan, and like it's so varied because it's a huge country. It's like saying like New York has the same food as Louisiana. It's like not even close.
That's never gonna happen.
So
exactly.
That's
what I've loved about being able to share these recipes, that a lot of them are inspired by the women in my life, but it's also been a process of me, like in my corporate life and traveling and going to try other places, traveling through Mexico as well, and just picking up little things, and that's kind of how my mole was developed. It's got everything from like guajillo peppers, ancho peppers, morita, but
how many ingredients?
I lost count at 32.
Yeah, I've heard that most are like 40-ish.
Yeah, And one of the things that I've done different, because I went through health issues along my gap between my corporate and deciding what I wanted to do for my future.
When you grew up?
When I grew up, I started really getting into like whole ingredients.
Yeah.
I started to see like even within our culture, like there was things that like refined oils, seed oils were being changed. There was no longer like my grandpa had a farm. It's like he used to make the queso from either goat or and it tasted so different. And so when I started developing a lot of like inflammation and started dealing with a lot of issues in my life, I really got into plant lectins and plant paradox and the blue zones and things like that.
Totally.
So I switched over to basmati rice because it's less inflammation, pressure cook all my beans. I started using Peruvian beans instead of the pinto beans. Okay. And so with my mole, usually people add flour as a thickener to it. I just do fried plantain. So it's still gluten-free up until I add a stout.
So your mole has the stout.
My mole has the stout, so it's the Druid Words my car.
All right, well, when do you open?
Coming up.
That sounds incredible. I just did I do a series of dinners where it's too bad I didn't know you back then, but we bring 3 chefs in to cook their version of the same dish. And then everybody gets to try all 3, and they vote for their favorite, and the winner gets this trophy cast iron skillet. And we did a mole one.
Ooh!
And it was so good.
So that's it. And again,
the traditional one won. So there was 3 very interesting kind of approaches to it, and Jomeni from Guadalupe on Maine, down in Mesa. Took it home with his like family recipe, and now you go to see the menu. It says award-winning. It's really
I love that. I love that.
Well, now we might have to do a rematch and bring you in for it.
I'm up for it. I'm always up for a challenge.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. So your culinary training, so to speak, was purely family.
It's all the women in my family,
and it's in their trial and error and just doing it.
I was probably about 7 years old. I mean, you're little when it's even if you're just separating the tamale husk to make the whole production
eggs.
line,
that
or
was my first
scramble the eggs. It was my mom was just like, all right, come on, and like everybody helped out. And it was always like a family gathering too, right? And the part of the fire and the char grilling for me came from all the men in my family.
Okay.
So dad and uncles and everybody was out grilling with their beer, pouring it onto the carne asada.
Well, and it's funny you say too, like the fact that the European beers, but if you look at all the Mexican beers, that all originates the Vienna lager. Dos Equis, like all those lagers, Mexican lagers, all originally come from the Vienna lager. So there's
a connection. And that's another part that's actually been really special for me, because I hadn't really dug into my family tree and history, but I traveled to Europe a couple years before I started my business, and I ended up by chance in Ibiza.
Yeah.
But there was something about, and it was during the winter, it was like slow, it was shortly after people had, barely started to travel again.
Sure.
And there was this deep energy and connection.
Yeah.
Because I had just started digging into my family history, like on my dad's side. And so I remember telling my friend that I was with, I'm like, I feel like my ancestors have been here.
Yeah.
A couple days later, my dad's sister sends me a message. I'm like, can you give me a little bit more history about my grandpa? I know he was born in Manalisco, Jalisco, but like, what about my great grandfather? It's like, oh, well, he came from Spain.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay. And then your grandma has a little bit, there's like blonde, blue eye that she believes her dad was Algerian. And so during the wars and people come, bring spices and do all the things, I'm like, it's all connected.
Yeah.
It's all connected.
Yeah. I love that.
One point.
I love that. So what do you see as kind of, you're doing well here, you're happy here. Do you see, is there another plan kind of in the future? What do you want?
I'm not thinking small anymore.
What do you?
No, this has been a great experience. It's helped me build my confidence. It feels like finally I'm getting to a point where I'm doing something that feels really authentic to me.
Yeah.
It was hard, I will say. Imposter syndrome kicks in, fear kicks in, and all those like learned behaviors.
Yep, I understand that.
And that's why the women are so important to me, because it's like even these earrings I found through an artist locally, and it's all like these signs from people telling me like, you can't stay small. And it's not just about sharing my family culture, but it's also perseverance. It's also really digging deep into what is it that you see yourself doing. So for me, it became a thing. It's like, I want to be a traveling chef, maybe. I would love to eventually maybe have a brick and mortar.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that. All the things that I said I would never do, because I love connecting with people.
Right.
I feel like food opens up a lot of conversations about other subjects that are very important to me. Mental health being one of them.
Yeah.
Again, autoimmune.
Yeah.
Diseases and things like that I've done really. It's opened up, and I've had people tell me, hey, I hadn't looked at this avenue, so maybe maybe a recipe book.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned using using your health journey to kind of come to what seems to be a kind of a pivotal part of this, which is using these ingredients that are going to be healthier, are going to be less inflammatory, et cetera. And to me, there's two things that I think of when you said that. Is one, the food industry overall, especially locally owned restaurants, is moving a lot more into that sort of more health conscious whole ingredients, which is, I love that. But then the other one is sort of the rebranding that Mexican food has had over the last, I don't know, call it 5-ish years in Arizona, where it's like, I mean, when I was growing up, it was like macayos, and no disrespect, but it's like these refried beans and tons of cheese, and it sits really heavy on the gut. And that's what people kind of still a lot of times think of when they think Mexican food. And it's like, my God, that is such a microcosm of what Mexican food is. And it's very specific to one region, which is like that Tex-Mex sort of border area. And it's like Mexico's food is so vibrant, and like there are places where the dishes are way smaller and the ingredients are way different, but ultimately when you go back to the tradition of it, it is what is found out in the fields and everything like that, and it doesn't sit heavy on the gut, and there's not tons of cheese, and it's just beautiful, and so I just love that you're a part of that, and I would love to see a brick and mortar. I would visit. I'm gonna visit here, but I would visit the brick.
That's something that really, what you just said. It's the, let's change that misconception
100%.
About what Mexican food really truly is.
And I also like looking at the designs on your truck. I could see your restaurant being just beautiful.
Thank you.
Just like that, bringing those design elements and bringing that authentic, like traditional art into the space to like really, I can visualize it already, and that's super exciting. That's
I'll have
really
to
cool.
make sure you're part of the team when we start developing that.
I mean, I'll definitely promote it. That's super cool.
Yeah, but that's again, even the pattern that was part of. So the graphic designer that designs the labeling and things for the brewery.
Yeah.
She's amazing,
Yeah.
and she, Maddie, she really took my story, the vision, and made something so beautiful. The corn, which again, I work with different shapes of maíz, whether it's a tortilla or a sope or a gordita or any of those. The corn, the pomegranate is my grandma Maria used to have a pomegranate tree, and that's kind of one of the last fruits that I remember having with her. And the rose is my grandma Rose, but there's the hummingbirds and there's a dragonfly, and representing people in my family that have been just really important. So it just told this story. And I also told her, like, even the woman holding the fire bowl, right?
Yeah.
So people ask me, like, what are you, the fire or the braids? And I said, I'm both.
Yeah.
The fire in my soul. And then the braids signify the unity between, like, grandmother, mother, and daughter.
Well, and it's such a also traditional,
Yeah, it's very traditional to Mexico, but it's like, it's that elevated. It's like, it's not all what people think of our culture.
I mean, it's funny because I grew up here, but I grew up with a central Mexico City family, and I also grew up not being identified as Mexican because I don't look Mexican. Although I fit in a lot more in central Mexico. Mexico City is a very metropolitan city. So, but yeah, I mean, everything you're saying about like that rebranding and that sort of like, hey, like Mexico is not just the border. Like it's this vibrant culture that's filled with all kinds of different traditions and stuff. And, seeing that with places like Guadalupe on Main and like, your food and all these other restaurants that are popping up that are representing that, I'm so happy with it.
I'm really happy.
If you were to ever, like, I don't want to say branch off into another cuisine, but is there another cuisine that fascinates you?
That's a hard one, because even with it, so again, there's the Asian fusion within the Mexican.
For sure.
So Mexicali has a huge, so Chinese food. So I feel like between that, Japanese, so I'm a huge seafood fan. If you know me, I love seafood. I love fresh fish. I love smoked marlin. So Japanese, Asian fusion, a little, again, the elevated. I would love to learn the techniques too. That's one of the things that I feel like the more I start, I feel like we eat with our eyes first, right? And then you smell it, and then you take a bite into it. That's the one thing that I love here too. It's like, all right, the citrus pickled onions, the mic of cilantro, and with Japanese, it's like that perfectionism, right? There's all of these perfect cuts, there's a
very samurai-ish like approach to how they build their food. That's really cool. I love that. I love that.
We'll see. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, again, with ceviches, it's kind of it's a whole blend of.
So with your tamales, I'm curious because to me, tamales are not just about the actual tamal, but also the sauce you put on top, because otherwise tamal just on by itself is very dry and kind of the texture is tough to get through unless it's like really
have a nice
juicy.
tall beer next to you.
Right. So I'm curious, like, without giving away any of your trade secrets, like what's your approach?
What's my secret?
Yeah. How do you make it the best tamal in Phoenix?
So again, from the masa that you're getting, the manteca, so it's lard, it's very traditional, but I'm also going in there with the base sauces. So we're taking all of the guajillo peppers, all of the ancho peppers, we're roasting them, we're dehydrating them, we're making what I call my house red chile base.
Okay.
All of those ingredients in there are every single one that I have picked up in other tamales, because my tamales are kind of a mix of all of my favorites. So they're very moist.
Yeah.
There's flavor, and to me, there has to be the right profile, like the right mix of whatever your filling is.
Yeah.
And the masa. It can't be a ton of masa. And not only that, but I started dressing up my tamales.
Okay.
So the salsa, like you said, is super important. I do a green poblano, so it's poblanos, it's hatch peppers, it's serranos, it's jalapenos, but all of those are fire roasted, like nicely charred. We roast the tomatillo, so we make that salsa that's a little chunky, and then we put it over the tamales. I only use Oaxaca-style crema. I'm not a huge fan of sour cream.
Me neither.
And it's nothing against Mexican crema, but it's more watery, and I'm not a fan of that sweet, so the perfect amount of salt. And then I make this, what I call my bomb avocado sauce.
Okay.
So those sauces go on there, but they're not taking away from the tamal.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're enhancing it with your citrus pickled onions, a little bit of micro cilantro. And if it's the corn one, then we're just topping it with more corn, and it's simple.
That's amazing.
It's simple.
That's amazing. In the process of, coming up with your recipes and taking all these little things from other places you've eaten at, where is there one that stands out kind of up top of your memory of like going and having a really great culinary experience where you were like, oh, I need to take something from this, maybe something like kind of unique or different or unexpected?
Honestly, it used to be in Tijuana, the little fondas.
Yeah.
So the thing that they did was they had like a barbacoa, like rolled taco, flautas. And I know not everybody's a fan of cueritos, but it was the way it was presented, like the flavor brought something so traditional.
Yeah.
And that's something that I still haven't really brought a lot of the things, but I want that. You go to grandma's house or you're going to your tia's house and she's whipping up something, but it comes out and it's like, whoa, this is flavorful. It's very pretty.
It's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's, I forget the name of that. But you would go there and it literally looked like somebody's kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when Netflix did their Chef's Table, the barbecue one, and they followed that little woman from the Yucatan that had her basically just opened her like dining room to these culinary experiences where you can go for like a 3-course meal or like a 5-hour experience or like a 3-day experience where she just cooked for you in these like super traditional, like essentially Mayan techniques. And people come in from Mexico City and try her food and are like, oh my God, there's Michelin restaurants that aren't doing it this way. And I remember watching that with so much pride, just like feeling that light shining on the culture in that way. So it's always, I'm always interested in people's experiences, when they travel Mexico a lot, and they find those little spots that feel like you're walking into someone's kitchen as opposed to walking into a restaurant.
Well, and that's the whole thing. It's like not, it's like don't go to the touristy place or the chain, the chain places, because you're not going to find what the true culture is all about.
Yeah.
And there's Valle de Guadalupe, the wine country down in Baja.
Yep.
There's another woman, Cocina de Doña Estela.
Okay.
So say stone oven, and that place is full all the time, and it's so simple, served on clay pots. Yeah. Or clay dishes, but it's the flavors.
Yeah.
It's the flavors.
I love that. Well, this has been awesome. I'm very excited to try your food now. I'll have to come back when you're open.
Of course.
All right, so I have my fun little questions.
Okay.
Some of these are a little nerdy because that's who I am. You're free to pass on any of these. And you also don't have to be quick about it. If you want to elaborate, you can elaborate. So I'm going to go outside of Mexican food. What's your favorite food? Is it Asian food? We already answered that question? Okay.
It's almost actually a battle between Italian and Asian.
Okay.
So Italian food is kind of the same concept. Yeah. I love a good marinara sauce. I love a good
And there's such
homemade
similarities too between sort of the family dynamics in Italy versus Mexico. Yeah. What's like a weird fun fact about you?
Weird fun fact. Oh gosh. What do we call weird? Want a spelling bee?
Hey,
Elementary school.
exciting.
It's the weirdest thing, but I pick up typos in the most random places, and I hate it.
Yeah, that's the curse of a marketing professional too. For me, is that I like everything on like when I'm reading copy, it's like, oh, that's a typo, or that's grammar's weird, or like yeah.
But it's like it stands out. It's not that it's a weird thing, but it's like how something that I did when I was little, it kind of followed me.
Yeah.
Spell everything.
Beer, wine, or spirits? Which one's your favorite?
Kind of a Scotch girl, but beer, so dark beers and like kind of in between. There's a good battle between those two.
Yeah, dark beers and Scotch. I like your style.
And tequila, reposado. So but beer is probably my favorite right now.
Love it. And what is your favorite beer right now?
Tori, Japanese rice lager.
Oh, okay.
Summer, refreshing. It's very crisp. It's so good.
Yeah.
And then I think it's been my favorite for a little while now. So the surveillance pigeon.
Yeah.
The cold. Yeah.
Yeah. Love it. Are you sweet or savory?
I would say I'm probably more a savory.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a bag of chips with salsa than a dessert after.
That's a perfect way to answer that question. What's your favorite vacation, or one that stands out to you? Or,
that trip I told you about, going to Europe, Ibiza. It felt like I had the island to myself and was able to really immerse, and I connected with some amazing people there.
That's really cool.
There's a picture that I'm like, I feel like I found my soul in Ibiza.
Yeah.
It really connected me to what I'm doing now.
That's really cool. Are you rain or sunshine kind of?
Sunshine.
Yeah. And you have a favorite book?
I have a couple. Isabel Allende. Oh my gosh, she's a Mexican author.
Okay.
I can't think of the name right now.
That's okay. If you think of it,
I'll think of it. Yes.
Are you camping or resort?
Camping.
Camping?
I mean, I love a good resort.
100%.
But camping takes me back to childhood.
Beach or forest?
Ooh, that's tough. So I'm from San Diego.
Right.
I'm gonna go with beach.
Okay, that's fair. All right, here it gets a little nerdy for the next few. Jedi or Sith?
Jedi.
Sam or Frodo?
Sam.
Honestly, that's everyone's answer. If they have an answer, that's their answer, because I think it's the right answer. But superhero you most identify with?
The Wonder Woman.
I love that. Heck yeah. Spirit animal.
It's another book I read. Cheetah.
Okay.
Untamed.
Okay.
There's a book that was read. It's kind of like a cheetah being kept. So that was me in my corporate life.
Yeah, I love that.
It's like I'm free.
I love that. That's a great answer. Your go-to coffee shop order?
I'm a cold brew.
Cold brew?
I'm a cold brew. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not a big sweet coffee.
Yeah.
If it's gonna be sweet, it's café de olla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the winter, I like just black dark coffee. Yeah. It's like a medium roast. And then in the summer, it's cold brew. Yeah. But also black. Yeah, I don't like.
I like good.
I like my coffee.
Yes.
Flavorful. Yeah. You know.
Yep.
I have an aunt who has a coffee farm in Chiapas.
Oh.
And so
some great coffee that comes from there.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Go-to karaoke song?
Oh gosh, I don't really do karaoke.
That's fair, but if you had to, or if you were to.
I'm gonna go with Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
There you go. That's a good.
That's the one I've done. If I ever do, that's what I've been trapped to.
Yeah. The weirdest food you've ever tried?
Oh. Fish eyes.
Okay.
And my dad was, the men get together and they kind of challenge each other and they kind of give you something. It's like I thought it was fried fish and it was the eyeballs.
What was the, describe the texture? Did it burst?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no.
That's weird.
I forgot about that.
Is there a historical or fictional character that you would want to have a beer with?
Ooh. I don't know if she'd have a beer with me, but I'd love to sit down with Mother Teresa.
Okay. She probably wouldn't have a beer.
I was going to say.
I was just thinking, just because we've been talking so much about Mexican culture, and I don't know how many people would know this individual, but Cantinflas.
Oh,
that would be so fun.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I grew up watching that.
Yeah.
I grew up watching that.
Your favorite ice cream flavor?
I am... So Mexican ice cream again. There's the nuez one, so it's got the pecans and all that. That's my favorite.
And your favorite TV show, or your most recent show that you're
Wednesday.
on? Wednesday. Okay.
Wednesday. I'm an Addams Family fan.
I love it. Well, this has been awesome. Thank you for taking the time. Do you want to tell the people? When you're open, anything that you want to promote, or?
So we are open Monday through Sunday, so 7 days a week. Hours are posted on both the Pinnacle Brewing website, or you can go on to fireandbraids.com. But Monday through Thursday, we open at 5. Fridays we're open for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we're open for lunch. So we open at 12 o'clock, and then we're open till 9 o'clock on Friday and Saturday. And Sunday we're open till 8. We have a lot of fun and exciting things coming up. I'm actually going to be doing for full German menu, which I did last year for Oktoberfest. So we have Oktoberfest coming up on the 20th.
Bratwurst tacos are delicious.
Bratwurst tacos.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm German and Mexican.
Okay.
So it was like I was at home and I had bratwurst and I had tortillas and I was like, well, I'm going to try this. And I did like the hot sauce and the whole thing. And it was delightful. All
right,
so
I'm
just going to plug that in case you want to go full German, but you want to keep a little bit of...
Well, I always have to put my little touch in there. Yeah. So we're going to have...
honestly delicious.
A good time. If you want to come by, I'm like, I haven't tried that, but you know what? It sounds good.
It is.
Actually.
It's
like salchicha. Yeah.
Like a good beer brat.
There you go.
Cut up and put in a taco.
Yeah. That sounds really good, actually.
I'm here for ideas.
There you
here
go.
for
That
ideas.
sounds great. Thank you.
That's very cool. And you're going to be part of Brunch Fest.
Going to be part of Brunch Fest.
So you don't do brunch.
So
what are you
we
gonna
do.
What are you
We
gonna
kind of do a little bit. No, so chilaquiles are.
Yeah.
We can't not ever have chilaquiles. It's actually how I started in the farmers market. So I'm coming up with some ideas because brunch in Mexico is a little different.
Yeah, it is.
So we get to have a lot of fun with that. So I'm excited about that. We also have the Fire and Braids anniversary coming up in October.
Okay.
So that's going to be a special celebration.
Yeah.
Just
Keep me
highlighting
posted.
all the things.
I'll post about it.
We have some fun stuff coming up for that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to Pinnacle for hosting us. Thanks, Wyatt. And we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.